So students, today we can go to study about the urinary bladder. Okay. So this is the urinary system. Here we can make out this is our kidney, both right and left kidneys, and these are our ureter on both sides, ureter, and here comes, this is the urinary bladder. So here we can see the ureter is coming down and attached to the urinary bladder. So this is the urinary bladder, and here we can see the urinary bladder is a muscular organ. So it's a muscular organ, and it helps in the storage of our urine. It stores the urine. Okay. So it is a storage organ, and is an empty muscular organ, as a hollow muscular organ, and it is seen next to the pubic symphysis. So here comes the pubic head. Here we can see this is our hip bone, and here comes the pubic symphysis. So just posterior to the pubic symphysis, this is our urinary bladder, and this is the muscular organ. So in this picture we can make out this is the urinary bladder, and this is the pubic symphysis. Okay, here this is the anterior part of the urinary bladder. We can see a pointed portion. This is known as apex. So this apex is connected to the umbilicus by a ligament that is known as median umbilical ligament. This is the end of a median umbilical ligament. Then talking about the capacity of the urinary bladder. So the capacity in adult, we have the capacity, an average capacity of storing 220 ml of urine. 220 ml of urine, and we can store up to a maximum of 500 ml. 500 ml. If it exceeds the 500 ml of urine, we feel a small pain in the lower part of the abdomen. Okay, that is the capacity of urinary bladder. So average capacity is 220 ml and maximum up to 500 ml. This is the diagrammatic representation of urinary bladder, and here we can make out this urinary bladder. The shape of urinary bladder, when it is empty, it has a tetrahedral in shape. It is tetrahedral shape bladder, and if it is filled with urine, this urinary bladder will become oval in shape. Oval shape. Okay, that is the shape of the urinary bladder when it becomes. So this is the shape. So this is the empty bladder. It becomes tetrahedral in shape when it becomes empty, and the same bladder when it becomes filled with urine, it changes its shape as an oval shape or ovoid shape, having two surfaces. I'm talking about the features, external features of the urinary bladder. So the urinary bladder has an apex, and a base, and it has three surfaces. There is superior surface, one infralateral surface, and another infralateral surface in the opposite side. So it has three surfaces, one superior surface and two infralateral surfaces. Then borders, it has four borders. There is an anterior border, there is a posterior border, and two lateral borders, right lateral and left lateral borders. So four borders: anterior border, posterior border, and right and left lateral borders. So four borders. So, and it has a neck. This is the neck portion of the urinary bladder. So this is the most fixed part of the urinary bladder. We can see the urethra is starting from here, the neck of the urinary bladder. And we are going into detail on each part. Here we can see this is the apex of the urinary bladder. This is the anterior most part, and this apex is apex of the urinary bladder. It is connected to the umbilicus by a median umbilical ligament. So the anterior part of the urinary bladder, we can see a ligament that is known as median umbilical ligament. Okay. Then coming to the base or the posterior surface, this is also known as posterior surface because it is seen towards the posterior part of the bladder. Okay, so this base, in case of in males, this base is related to seminal vesicle. This is seminal vesicle. This we will learn while studying reproductive system. So this is seminal vesicle, and here one more structure is related, that is known as ductus deferens. So posteriorly, we can towards the base, we can see ductus deferens and seminal vesicle in case of males. And also this bladder in case of males, Next to this seminal vesicle and the ductus deferens, it is related to another structure, that is the rectum. This is our rectum, and we can see the rectum also is related to the posterior part of the urinary bladder. And this rectum is separated from the bladder by a pouch. This is a fascia. Here we can see there is a pouch. This is known as rectovesical pouch. Rectovesical. Urinary bladder. The another name for the bladder is vesicle. So it is known as rectovesical pouch. Rectovesical pouch. This is the rectovesical pouch. Case of males, we can see the base is related to these structures. In case of females, instead of these structures, we can see this urinary bladder base is related to anterior wall of the vagina. So this is the uterus and this is vagina. Okay. So in case of females, the base is related to anterior wall of the vagina. This is the vagina. Okay. So that is the base. Then comes the neck. The neck of the urinary bladder, this actually is this portion in which the urethra starts, the starting point of the urethra. So this is we can see this is our pubic symphysis. So the neck lies 3 to 4 centimeter behind the lower border of the pubic symphysis. This is pubic symphysis. Here comes the lower border. From here 3 to 4 centimeter back lies the neck of the urinary bladder, and it is pierced by the internal urethral orifice. This is internal urethral orifice. And in case of males we can see the neck is related to the prostate gland. This is the prostate gland. So in males it is related to prostate gland, and females it is related to the pelvic diaphragm. Then coming to the superior surface. So this is the superior surface of the urinary bladder. We can see it is related to peritoneum. Here a green color structure, that is the peritoneum, and it is related to small intestine. This is small intestine. Coils of the small intestine, we can see it is related to the superior surface. And in case of females, this is the female sagittal section. Here we can see urinary bladder is related to uterus also. Uterus. So uterus can be seen just above the urinary bladder. So uterus is related, and the uterus is separated from the urinary bladder by a pouch. Here we can see a pouch that is known as utrovesical pouch. Utrovesical pouch. The superior surface is separated from the uterus by a pouch known as utrovesical pouch. This is the utrovesical pouch. That is the superior surface of the. Then on the infralateral surface, that on either side it is related to pelvic diaphragm. On either side of the urinary bladder, it is related to pelvic diaphragm. And anterior border connects the apex to the neck region, and this is the posterior border. Then on either side of the posterior border, we can see the opening of the ureter. Ureter opens the either side of the posterior border. Next, coming to the interior of the urinary bladder. So this main part is known as fundus of the urinary bladder. Here comes the neck of the urinary bladder. Okay, fundus and neck. And when we are looking inside of the urinary bladder, it is interior. Inside it is lined with mucous membrane, and outside the mucous membrane we can see muscular layer, and outermost there is a serous layer, adventitial layer. Okay, so 3 layers are there, and this mucosal layer or mucous membrane of the urinary bladder forming folds inside the bladder. Foldings can be seen, mucosal foldings can be seen inside the urinary bladder. And towards the lower part, near to the neck region, we can see near to the neck, the base of the urinary bladder, inside the base of the urinary bladder, we can see there is a triangular shaped portion, triangular shaped region, that is known as trigone of the urinary bladder, where these mucosal folds are absent. The mucous membrane is straight here without any foldings. So this part is known as trigone of the urinary bladder, trigone. So this trigone, on either side we can see it is formed, which is a triangular shaped area. On either side, 2 angles, we can see there is opening of the ureter this side, and here also this side, opening of the ureter. Then Then inferiorly, this is opening of the urethra. This is the urethra. So internal urethral opening. So between these three opening, on either side ureter and inferiorly internal urethral opening. So this is known as trigone. Okay. And here between the two ureter opening, this is known as where a ridge can be seen. This is known as interureteric ridge. Here it is more clear. This is the opening of ureter. Here one opening can be seen and here one more opening. So this is interureteric ridge. Interureteric ridge. Okay. Then here comes, this is the opening of the this is urethra. So this is the internal urethral opening. Okay. Near to the internal urethral opening, a bulging can be seen. That is known as, that is produced by this is prostate gland in case of males. So this prostate gland produces a bulging into the lower part of this trigone, and here comes, this is known as musculus uvulae. This bulging is known as musculus uvulae. Okay. Then, so that is the interior of the urinary bladder. Trigone. Here comes mucosal folds. This is the fundex part of the bladder. This is the neck of the bladder. Okay. So here we can see a trigone without mucosal fold. Here the mucosa is straight without any foldings. So that is known as trigone. So that's about the internal structure of the urinary bladder. Next is the ligaments of the urinary bladder. It is divided into two categories: true ligaments and false ligaments. So this is cross section, and this is our urinary bladder. Here comes the uterus. This is the rectum. Okay, this is female portion, and here we can see there are true ligaments and false ligaments. True ligaments, first one, this is the median umbilical ligament. We already told this is the median umbilical ligament, which connects the apex to the umbilicus. This is median, this white color portion, this is the median umbilical ligament. And we can see medial and lateral puboprostatic in case of males and pubovesical ligament in case of females. These are the two ligaments. Here we can make out this one. These are the medial and lateral puboprostatic or pubovesical ligaments. This one from the pubis, coming to the, from the pubis to the vesicle, puboposical or puboprostatic ligaments. Okay. And here another true ligament. This is the lateral ligament on either side. This is the lateral ligament of the urinary bladder, and one more ligament is there, that is posterior ligament. Posterior ligament. These are the true ligaments. Then false ligaments are the median umbilical fold. So inside this, here we can see the ligament. This is one fold. Here we can see there is a median umbilical fold. On either side there are two medial umbilical fold. This is one medial umbilical fold, another umbilical fold. Then lateral ligament. Lateral false ligament of the urinary bladder. Lateral false ligament also is there on either side, false ligament. Then posterior false ligament also is there, which are formed by the fascia, pelvic fascia or peritoneal fold. Okay, these are the ligaments, true ligaments and false ligaments of the urinary bladder. The next is blood supply of this urinary bladder. So this is our urinary bladder. Here comes, this is the uterus, and this is vagina, and this is the rectum and anal canal. This is anal canal and rectum. So this is the urinary bladder. Then this is urethra. Urethra. This is pubic symphysis anteriorly. Here comes the median umbilical ligament. Okay. And this urinary bladder, this is the ovary, and here comes the uterine tube. Okay. And this urinary bladder is supplied by superior vesical artery, then inferior vesical artery. Vesicle is a term which is related to the urinary bladder. So this bladder is supplied by the superior vesical artery, inferior vesical arteries. Then it is supplied by obturator artery, then inferior gluteal arteries. Then uterine arteries also supplies the, in case of females, the uterine arteries and vaginal arteries also supplies the urinary bladder. The venous drainage is the veins from the urinary bladder. It forms a plexus surrounding the urinary bladder, and this finally it drains into the internal iliac veins. These are the internal iliac veins, So finally it drains into the internal iliac veins, venous plexus. So it forms a plexus around the wall of the urinary bladder. The nerve supply is by actually urinary bladder. So it's an this see this is the lateral view or side view again. Here this is the bladder. Here we can see the opening of a ureter. Ureter is coming like this, and this nerve supply is by the autonomic nerve system. So it's supplied by the sympathetic and parasympathetic, and sympathetic, it is derived from the T2 sorry, not T2, T11 to L2 segments, and it is formed by that is the sympathetic. Then parasympathetic derived from S2 to S4 segments, parasympathetic. Then it is also supplied by pudendal nerve, also supplies the external sphincter. These are the nerve supply. So it is nerve supply by the autonomic nerve system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic by T11 to L2 segments, and parasympathetic by S2 to S4 segment. Okay, that is the nerve supply of the urinary bladder. Then so that's all about the urinary bladder. Then applied aspect, usually applied aspect is the obstruction of the outflow of urine due to hypertrophy of the bladder, can cause because of the hypertrophy of the bladder, and causes accumulation of the urine inside the urinary bladder. Then it is examined through a procedure that is known as cystoscopy, that is examination of the interior of the urinary bladder. Examination of the interior of the urinary bladder is known as cystoscopy. Then so these are the applied aspects regarding the urinary bladder. Then so that's all about the urinary bladder. Here we can see